Hello, in this section of the tutorial on the TI-84 calculator, we're going to talk about two very important things that are going to help you get a lot of use out of your calculator. The first one is the math button here, which leads to the math menu. And the second thing that we'll talk about toward the end is the catalog menu, which is down here in blue, right above the zero sign. So if you look at the calculator here, there are a lot of buttons on the thing, obviously, and there are a lot of functions, you know, sine, cosine, tangent, square, square root. There's a lot of things here that we've talked about, but I think you all know that this calculator can do a whole lot more functions than the number of buttons that we actually have on the calculator. In other words, there aren't enough buttons to do everything. So because of that, they created a math menu. So when you click that, you're going to be taken to the math menu. It's one of the most useful and frequently visited things that you're going to use in this calculator, so it's really important for you to understand what's in here. And we're going to spend some time exploring this in the subsequent sections. But basically, you go to the math menu and you'll see that there's four menus at the top. There's math, which is sort of things related to basic arithmetic. There's the number menu that you get to by going to the right. There's some things here we'll talk about in a second. These are dealing with numbers. And then you go over again, you get to complex. That's what CPX means. Complex, for those of you who aren't sure, it's just imaginary numbers when you have a real part and an imaginary part to a number. So everything in this menu is going to be dealing with imaginary numbers, complex numbers. So if you have a complex number that you're dealing with in your class, then you'll be using the things in this menu. And then the final part of the math menu is the probability menu, PRB, probability. So almost all of your probability functions, this is to generate a random number here. This is permutation, combination, factorial, things like that. These are in here. We're going to be going in and using these in the subsequent sections of the course, but I just want you guys to know that these are all here. So don't be afraid to go into the math menu and play around. So let's start over here and say, okay, I would like to cube something. I would like to take 5 and raise it to the power of 3. Well, there is no cube button on my calculator here anywhere. There's an x squared button, but there's no cube button. So if I put 5 here and then say, okay, I'm going to go into the math menu